I'm Kathy. I'm a 40-year-old working housewife. I work in a research position at a certain company. My husband Greg was a year older than me and is an office worker. Despite the low pay due to his frequent job changes, we managed to get by because I also work. However, my mother-in-law, who lives nearby, seems dissatisfied with us, or rather, with me.
Are you just working all the time and not properly taking care of your husband? Do you think you're cool because you're a researcher or something? If it were up to me, I would have preferred my son to marry a more refined daughter who enjoys tea and flowers. It's a pity he ended up marrying someone who's always engrossed in research.
Even though it's been 10 years since we got married, my mother-in-law persistently comes to nag me.
I had thought that if you bore a grandchild, I would acknowledge you as my daughter-in-law, but you can't even do that.
I must admit, I do have some regret about reaching the age of 40 without being able to have children. Neither my husband nor I had any problems, but my research kept me too busy to actively pursue infertility treatment. But that's not the only reason. My husband's repeated job changes and unstable income were also factors. We have Peaches at home, the cat we keep in our condo. Peaches is our precious family member.
Cats can't replace children. They can't be successors, can they?
Since this isn't a family that requires a successor, it doesn't matter. First of all, my husband is the second son, and the eldest son in his family already has 4 children. That should be enough, right? The eldest son and his wife live separately far away due to his work. Perhaps they're keeping their distance physically due to the extreme nature of my mother-in-law's personality. Maybe I should also move far away like they did. But there's still the mortgage on the apartment, so what should I do? Despite my mother-in-law being close by and occasionally visiting, I tolerated the harassment because we lived separately. However, an unexpected situation arose. To my surprise, my mother-in-law fell down and broke a bone. She recently got discharged, but she still has difficulty walking. Since my father-in-law passed away a few years ago, my mother-in-law has been living alone. Cleaning, laundry, and shopping will become difficult for her to manage alone. And since the eldest son's family lives far away, we can't expect them to provide care. We considered hiring home helpers, and my husband took the initiative to start there.
I'll take care of Mom. My older brother is useless. I guess Mom really needs me after all.
Apparently, he's been discriminated against among his siblings in the past. He's probably eager now that it's finally his turn to shine. My husband approached me about taking in his mother to live with us in the apartment. Of course, I refused. Living with that mother-in-law of mine is absolutely out of the question. However, it seems her injury has humbled her completely. Even when I visited her in the hospital, she was meek and apologized for everything she's done before.
I'm sorry for causing you worry. I'm truly pathetic.
Please, get well soon.
I'm happy. Despite all the hurtful words I've said, you're being kind to me. You're like an angel.
I was moved. For my mother-in-law to apologize and express gratitude to me, it's a complete change from before. Kind words towards others often receive kindness in return. I had forgotten such a simple truth. I used to think living with my mother-in-law was absolutely out of the question, but if she's truly transformed, I might agree to cohabitation. Maybe I can build a good relationship with my mother-in-law from now on. Out of sympathy for my mother-in-law and optimism for the future, I agreed to cohabit. But as soon as the cohabitation began, I instantly regretted it. The kindness my mother-in-law showed at the hospital was just an act to convince me to agree to cohabitation. As soon as we started living together, my mother-in-law reverted to her old ways.
The floor around the sink was overflowing with water.
Even though she says overflowing, it was just a few drops splashed around. Just a quick wipe with a cloth would have taken care of it. And yet...
Are you planning to make me fall again and worsen my other leg as well? Oh, how terrifying.
She's making such a fuss and treating me like the villain. When I would come home late because I was so passionate about my research,
Just how long are you going to wander around aimlessly? Are you cheating secretly under the guise of doing research?
she's accusing me for things that aren't even true. The most troublesome thing is that my mother-in-law and I have different tastes in food.
As I get older, I dislike heavy foods. Make mine with light seasoning, please.
My mother-in-law demands separate dishes like that. If she has complaints, she can make it herself. She's able to stand up, so it's not like she can't come to the kitchen. But I also think, if making separate meals means I can eat what I like, then that's fine. But then my husband starts criticizing the food I made for us too.
What kind of meat is that? It looks too dark to be beef.
This is a wild boar, and this is raccoon. I love wild game, so I often serve these dishes at the table.
Oh, raccoons? I can't believe it. Raccoons, really? What terribly bad food.
It's delicious, though. Raccoon is a common game meat. If you prepare it properly, it can be delicious. Even bears and rabbits. No, not just animals. Any living creature in the world can be delicious. But my mother-in-law hates my eating habits.
At this rate, she might even eat the cat. Oh, that's terrible.
What are you saying? Eating the family's peaches? I would never do that. It's true that I love him so much I could just eat him up. The bullying from my mother-in-law has only gotten worse since we started living together. It's no use complaining to my husband. I thought I couldn't take it anymore. That's when it happened. My mother-in-law finally exploded at dinner one night.
Oh, this soup is delicious. You don't make something decent very often. What is this seasoning? A special soup seasoning?
My mother-in-law only uses this seasoning. She asks for the seasoning as soon as she opens her mouth. It's cricket powder. It has a nutty flavor and it's delicious.
Cricket? What's that?
It's crickets.
What? Crickets?
My mother-in-law opened her eyes wide in surprise. Yes, they've been in the news lately. It's amazing how crickets can be turned into a delicious spice. The research I'm doing now. Without even listening, my mother-in-law covered her mouth and ran to the bathroom. Soon there was the sound of violent vomiting coming from the toilet. Are you okay? I rushed to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law yelled at me while holding the toilet bowl in the bathroom.
You tried to feed me insects?
But you said it was delicious.
That's not the point. Insects are disgusting, you monster.
In an attempt to clear up her misunderstanding, I explained the world food situation in simple terms. Eating crickets is becoming more common these days. Insect food is said to be the key to solving the global food crisis. Insects are also animal protein, just like animals. People have been eating insects since ancient times, such as locusts and bee larvae.
But that doesn't mean you can feed me crickets.
I don't see how crickets are any different from locusts or honeycombs.
I can't live with a monster like you. Get out.
My mother-in-law threw toilet paper and detergent at me, and I ran away in a panic. Well, well. There are still many people who are reluctant to eat insects. But I'm sure when my husband comes home and explains it to her, she'll calm down. I expected so. But my husband came home, heard the story from my mother-in-law, and started blaming me.
Isn't this awful? I heard you tried to feed poison to Mom. If I had lost my mother... Oh, what a terrifying woman.
That's not it. I was just flustered. What is my husband misunderstanding? That crickets are poisonous?
I can't live with such a terrifying woman either. Let's get a divorce.
Huh? I couldn't believe my ears. Divorce because of cricket powder in the food? For that reason? After a moment of silence, I spoke. I understand. I'm tired of a husband who only listens to his mom and won't listen to me, and a mother-in-law who keeps bullying me even though we live together out of my kindness. So, about this apartment, I started to say, but my excited mother-in-law and husband didn't seem to want to hear.
Get out now. It's divorce. Divorce.
From the side, my mother-in-law shouted,
"Get out, you glutton! You monster of a woman! Disgusting!"
"It's pointless to say anything to these two right now. I thought I should distance myself for a while. I'm going back to my parents' house. Let's talk about the future when things calm down." Then my husband shouted even louder,
Just as I expected. I'll claim plenty of compensation for the harm done to my mother."
I left the apartment as if being chased out and went back to my parents' house. My parents accepted me without saying anything. I thought about it. Unforgivable. Divorce without even bothering to listen to me, and blaming the cricket powder too. What do they think of my research? Peaches. I lifted Peaches, who I brought back with me. I really can't forgive them, can I, Peaches? But as long as I have you, Peaches, I'm okay. And if I have a job I love, we'll forget about those two completely and be happy together. Peaches let out a meow, as if to say, got it. 3 months have passed since then. After leaving home, I stayed at my parents' house for a while, but soon found a new place and moved out. It was also a good time to change jobs, so I rented an apartment close to my new workplace. While playing with Peaches in my new home, I received a call from my ex-husband.
"When did you become a CEO?"
Without much of a greeting, my ex-husband asked. It seems he saw my picture in a financial magazine where my company was being interviewed. So, what if I am? Even if your divorced ex-wife does something, it shouldn't concern you, right? As I replied coldly, my ex-husband stumbled over his words.
"It shouldn't concern me? Couldn't you have told me? Especially since your company got a $3 million venture capital investment."
That's right. I had been working in a corporate research lab for a long time, but my research was recognized, and I became the CEO of an in-house venture company that develops and sells insect-based food. The company had been asking me to take on this role for a while, and with this divorce, I decided to challenge myself with something new. Nowadays, as the CEO of a venture company, I'm busy with management, financing, marketing, and public relations. It's been challenging since I've been in research for so long, but I'm having really fulfilling days. So on my rare days off, I just want to relax. I don't have time to chat with you about nothing.
Where are you right now? I tried calling your parents' house, but they hung up on me, and when I tried to meet...
Ah, I see. So they hung up. Taking a leaf from my parents' book, I hung up on my ex-husband's call. Why do I have to meet my ex-husband every time? It doesn't make any sense. Then 3 days later, my ex-husband actually showed up at my workplace, and he brought along his mother. Apparently, they found the address by searching for the company name since they didn't know where I lived. I heard a scream from the reception, so I quickly went there and found them harassing the receptionist. Coming to the company like this is still so tactless. It's bothering others, so please leave. I coldly pushed them away.
Please, come back.
"Please, come home. I didn't know you became the CEO of such a prestigious company."
If left alone, the two seemed on the verge of causing a scene at the company entrance. Please, stop. It's embarrassing. Especially in a place like this. I tried to send them away, but then I had a change of heart. Even if I manage to resolve the situation now, they'll surely come back. Let's settle this once and for all here. Since you've come all this way, would you like a tour of the office? I took them towards the CEO's office. The office building sparkled with busy employees hustling around. Every time employees saw me, they stood up and greeted me with welcome back. Overwhelmed by the atmosphere, the two of them seemed speechless. As we walked down the long hallway, I asked, "So what's up with the both of you coming here today? Adult field trip? However, our company doesn't accept general tours, you know." I then added to the stunned pair, "The apartment where you currently live? Well, the next tenant has been decided. The real estate agent is pushing me to have you leave quickly. That apartment is under my name. When I bought the apartment, I took out a mortgage in my name alone, because my husband's income couldn't support a large loan. Strictly speaking, it might be considered marital property, but if my husband were to apply for property division, I'd be ready to go to court. If he really wants to go to court, I'll claim that I was forcibly kicked out this summer after enduring harassment."
That's... well...
My ex-husband stuttered.
"Could you wait a little longer for us to vacate the apartment? We don't have anywhere else to go." "No, that's not it. I want you to come back. I realize now that I need you after all."
His mother joined in from the side.
I never imagined crickets would become so popular. I apologize for what happened before.
I know what's really on their minds. So, now that I've become successful, you want to come crawling back. Or were you blinded by the $3 million investment? Did you think you could benefit from my newfound wealth? Sorry, that won't work. The $3 million was just a loan for research and development. It's not money I can use personally. Obviously. I chuckled. Well, even if I did get $3 million personally, I wouldn't share a single cent with you guys. At the end of the long hallway is my office, which also serves as my research lab. Although I've become CEO, I'm still a researcher at heart. I still want to continue my beloved research. Well, please, come in. I opened the door and welcomed them into my domain.
Whoa!
As soon as they entered, the two of them let out startled cries. Certainly, it's understandable that anyone would want to scream. Inside the room, there were piles of containers, terrariums, and water plants, with a plethora of insects wriggling around. But insects are essential partners in my research. In a way, they're like my cute little children. The same goes for my cat Peaches. It's rude of them to be surprised by my children. Our company researches various insects for food besides crickets. Any creature in the world should be delicious if properly prepared. Beetles, caterpillars, cicadas, scorpions, various insects are already consumed on Earth. Currently, we're experimenting with tarantulas. They're large and perfect for food, so I really want to make it happen. And then I picked up a small tank from the desk. A tarantula was crawling around inside. My adorable little Tarantino. Would you like to try a sample? It's still unprepared, though.
Help me!
The two of them fled with their tails between their legs. I burst into laughter as I washed their backs. With this, there's no way the two of them will come barging into the company again. Later, the two of them left my apartment. Maybe they thought I'd release tarantulas in the apartment if they dawdled. As if that would ever happen. It seems my ex-husband is considering another job, but so far the only prospect seems to be wild boar hunting for pest control. And apparently my mother-in-law had been stung by a big bee on her broken leg and was unable to move. It must be the curse for mocking animals and insects. While waiting for the real estate agent in the apartment after the two of them left, Peaches, whom I had brought with me, caught a bug and dropped it right in front of me. Oh, would you like to have it? I'll pass for now because the preparation is troublesome. But as a thank you, I'll give you some treats when we get home. Peaches let out a happy meow.